Hey guys, I'm Kelly, the nurse who questions. Today we're diving into a book that I really like, Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. And I want to talk about it through the lens that I bring into every conversation that I have with my patients. Why are you here? Not on the unit, not in crisis, but on this planet. Frankl was a man stripped of everything: home, safety, identity, dignity, and he still found meaning. Not because life was good to him, not because he had control, but he actively made a decision to assign purpose to his suffering. What a strange concept. And that's what strikes me every time I sit across from someone who tells me they don't know why they're here. Because Frankl's message is this: you don't find meaning, you create it. Even in the darkest rooms, even in the worst chapters of your life. And those are usually the most transformative chapters. Even when life feels like it's backed you into a corner and turned the lights off. And here's the thing that I see so often, especially in the mental health world. People think that they're here to survive, to exist. I don't know about you, but I don't like just existing. That never made any sense to me. Are we here to be fed by a system, medicated by a system, financially sustained by a system? A lot of my patients think that life is something happening to them instead of something that they're meant to build. But here's the question that I ask my patients every single time. What gifts were you born with that you forgot about? Because I don't believe anybody shows up on this planet empty-handed. What is your potential? Because I feel like I have a gift of seeing people's potential. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And if you feel like you're drifting, that's usually a sign that you're not using what you've been given. People will often say to me, Kelly, you talk a lot about men and masculinity and strength. And yeah, I do. Partly because I feel like our culture right now is drenched in feminine energy, and partly because I personally lean more towards masculine energy. But this episode is not for men. It's for humans. Because I've spoken to just as many women who feel lost, who feel directionless, who feel like failing to have children somehow erase their purpose, as if their identity was tied to reproduction alone. Because your purpose is definitely not limited to your genetics. Frankl teaches us that meaning isn't handed to you. It's sculpted, it's carved, it's discovered in the tension between what your life is and what your soul knows it could be. Purpose isn't a job, it's not motherhood, it's not a relationship, it's not a title, it's not a role, and it's definitely not a paycheck. Purpose is that thing inside of you that refuses to die. It's that talent that keeps tapping you on the shoulder. Come on, do it. The curiosity that won't quiet down. The skill you keep coming back to even when you abandon it. It's the responsibility you feel towards something bigger other than yourself. Even if you don't have the words for it yet, you'll get there. It only took me 40 years. Frankl said humans can almost endure anything as long as they have a why. And so here's what I tell my patients. If you don't have a why in life, life will treat you like a what. It'll toss you around, leave you feeling empty, keep you sedated and stagnant and complacent. Your meaning isn't going to rise out of the ground and introduce itself to you. You have to excavate it. You have to be brave enough to dig. And that's scary. And it's definitely not easy. And I have to remember this. Sometimes the most important question isn't, what is my purpose? Sometimes it's, what am I contributing to the world that only I can do? Because the truth is, you didn't come here to exist. You came here to become. Frankl saw meaning in suffering, just like David Goggins. I see meaning in potential. And you are sitting on something powerful, even if the world hasn't taught you how to claim it yet. So my question today is this: if life handed you pain, emptiness, confusion, how are you going to turn that shit into meaning? How are you going to do that? And you got to ask yourself, what gift have you ignored about yourself? What responsibility have you been avoiding? What potential have you left unanswered? As Matthew McConaughey once said, you just jump right in. If you're going to do something, man, you go fucking head first, you throw your body in it, and you do it. You don't half-ass shit. You do it. You jump. Take the leap of faith. Because purpose isn't luck, it's choice. You might suck at it, but at least you tried. And it's time, maybe for the first time in your life, that you start choosing with intention.
The most fundamental and basic concern of man, neither pleasure nor happiness, nor power or prestige, but originally and basically his wish, his desire to find and fulfill a meaning in his life, or for that matter, in each single life situation confronting him. And if there is a meaning to fulfill, if he's aware, if he becomes cognizant of such a meaning, then he's ready to suffer, he's ready to offer sacrifices, he's ready to undergo tension, stress, and so forth, without any harm being done to his health. But if there is no meaning available, no meaning in his visual field, then he takes his life